Good evening, dreamers of all ages. Welcome back to another enchanting episode of the Bedtime Bookshelf. As the stars twinkle overhead and the world quiets down, we have prepared a special tale just for you, a tale where dreams take center stage. Today, we journey to the vibrant city of Maribel, a place where dreams once danced and where three young heroes embark on a quest to restore the magic of the night. Corvin, the knowledge seeker, Dinah, the curious dream weaver, and Lillian, the young bearer of ancient tales. Together, they delve deep into mysteries that are as old as time itself. So, as you nestle into your blankets, let the stresses of the day melt away. Close your eyes, listen to this story, and chase your dreams.
In a small ivy-clad abode nestled between the vast edifices of Maribel, lived our three protagonists, each distinct in their own right, yet united by an unseen thread of destiny. Young Corvin, a lad of 10, was the very embodiment of curiosity. His fair golden hair, always slightly tousled, bore testament to his many explorations and adventures around the city, searching for odd trinkets and old manuscripts. With spectacles perched precariously upon his nose, Corvin often lost himself in the worlds of books, especially those of faraway galaxies and the mysteries of time. His room, adorned with sketches of extraterrestrial landscapes and a myriad of stars, was a clear window into his boundless imagination. Corvin was not just a dreamer, he was a seeker, always yearning to uncover the truths that hid beneath the veneer of the everyday. Dinah, the youngest of the trio at merely 3, was a sprite of pure wonder. Her soft blonde curls, often caught in a dance of their own, mirrored her vivacious spirit. She viewed the world with wide-eyed astonishment, finding magic in the mundane. Whether it was chasing after a butterfly that had strayed into their garden or spinning tales about the adventures of her toys, Dinah radiated a joy that was infectious. And even though she reveled in her frocks, twirling about till she was dizzy, her spirit was indomitable, a fiery mix of elegance and mischief. 13-year-old Lillian, the eldest, was the beacon that held them together. Her flowing blonde hair, often intertwined with daisies and forget-me-nots, reflected her artistic essence. Lillian's gaze held a depth, a maturity that seemed far beyond her years. She painted, she sang, and most importantly, she played the ukulele, each note resonating with the tales of old she had heard from the elders. Lillian was their guide, their guardian. With an innate wisdom, she steered her younger siblings through the labyrinths of life, always with a song on her lips and a sketchbook in hand. Together, they formed an unbreakable bond. In the vast, lively tapestry of Maribel, Corvin, Dinah, and Lillian were a vibrant thread, weaving tales of wonder, hope, and the undying belief in the magic that lay just beyond the horizon. The atmosphere in their quaint home grew palpably thicker with each passing dreamless night. Over cups of warm tea and under the gentle glow of candlelight, the siblings convened in their living room, an oasis of comfort amidst the disquiet outside. "I can't help but feel," began Lillian, her voice soft yet resolute, "that the solution to this enigma lies in the tales of yore." The room, adorned with the artifacts of their adventures, the walls lined with books of every kind, seemed to echo her sentiments. She paused, a distant look in her eyes as if trying to summon fragments of stories heard long ago. "I recall," she continued, "whispers of a place, a sanctum, where dreams were said to take shape, a realm that lies just beyond the reach of our waking world." Corvin, ever the scholar, leaned forward, his curiosity piqued. "You speak of legends, tales that grandmother used to share on wintry nights, of a realm intertwined with ours, yet separate, where dreams are woven and sent forth." Dinah, her eyes wide with wonder, clutched her doll close. "Is it like the stories where nightingales sing lullabies to the moon and stars dance to their tunes?" she asked, her voice filled with the innocent hope of finding a lost treasure. Lillian smiled gently. "Something like that, dear Dinah. But these tales also spoke of pathways, gateways that could lead one to this realm. I've always thought them mere fantasies, tales spun to lull children to sleep. Yet now," she gazed out of the window where Maribel lay draped in the shroud of the dreamless night, "I can't help but wonder if there's a grain of truth to them." Corvin, ever methodical, started rummaging through their collection of books, pulling out ancient tomes and scrolls. If there's an inkling of truth in these tales, we'll find it. We owe it to Maribel and to ourselves." Lillian nodded, her resolve strengthening. "Then it's settled. We'll embark on this quest, seek out this realm of dreams, and uncover the truth behind their disappearance." And so, with a mixture of trepidation and hope, the trio decided to plunge into the heart of the legends, to trace the steps of those tales and seek out the elusive realm where dreams were believed to dwell. Their journey had just begun. Within the confines of their home, the walls lined with books and scrolls, the trio began their search. Corvin, with meticulous precision, laid out old city maps on the wooden table, tracing routes and marking spots of historical significance. Dinah, despite her tender age, became an eager assistant, pointing out areas that in her innocent wisdom seemed magical or different. Yet it was Lillian who provided the first true clue. As twilight draped its silvery hue outside, she spoke, her voice reminiscent of days gone by. There was a lullaby, one that our grandmother used to sing, a song of a hidden realm right here in Maribel, but veiled from our eyes. She closed her eyes and began to hum a tune, soft, haunting, and impossibly beautiful. The notes seemed to hang in the air, each one a fragment of a forgotten past. Where streets fade and shadows play, beneath the bustling life's array lies a city lost in sight, where dreams dance in eternal twilight. Corvin listened intently, his mind racing. A city beneath Maribel? It sounds fantastical, and yet in light of recent events, perhaps not so implausible. Dinah's eyes shone with excitement. A city where dreams dance. It sounds so magical. Lillian opened her eyes, the tune still echoing in the room. The lullaby always filled me with wonder and a touch of melancholy. It spoke of a place so close yet so distant, a realm that coexisted with our own, separated by the thinnest of veils. She continued, "If the dreams of Maribel are trapped, I believe they might be ensnared in this hidden city. We must find a way to unveil this place, to step into its alleys and byways, and free the dreams that belong to our world." With newfound determination, the siblings delved deeper into the annals of Maribel's past. They pored over ancient manuscripts, deciphered cryptic symbols, and listened to the whispers of the city itself. Guided by the lullaby's melody and the promise of a hidden realm, they embarked on a journey into the heart of Maribel's mysteries, seeking the city where dreams danced in eternal twilight. Maribel's Old Town Library became their sanctuary of research, a place where time seemed to stand still amidst the countless tomes and scrolls. In the dimly lit room, with its tall oak bookshelves and faint scent of parchment, they immersed themselves in the vast history of the city. Corvin, with an eye for detail, meticulously examined old maps, some so ancient that they seemed on the verge of disintegration. These maps, with their faded ink and archaic symbols, hinted at a Maribel long lost to modernity. Dinah, in her childlike wonder, scoured through picture books and engravings, often pointing out peculiar landmarks and symbols that even Corvin's trained eyes missed, her innocent intuition proving to be an invaluable asset. Lillian, meanwhile, allowed herself to be carried away on the waves of memory. The lullaby, that haunting tune, played over and over in her mind, leading her thoughts into the shadowy recesses of her past. "I remember," she said slowly, her voice distant, "a tale that accompanied the lullaby. A tale of a fountain, ornate and ancient, said to mark the entrance to the hidden realm." Corvin's eyes lit up with recognition. "Yes, there's mention of such a fountain in one of these maps." He carefully spread out a particularly old parchment, its edges fraying, and pointed to a symbol in the heart of Maribel. The symbol, resembling a fountain with dancing waters, was accompanied by runes that spoke of doors and gateways. The trio, with a mix of exhilaration and trepidation, decided to seek out this elusive fountain. Guided by the map and Lillian's memories, they navigated the labyrinthine streets of Maribel, their journey taking them through forgotten alleyways and ancient squares. As evening approached, casting long shadows upon the city, they found themselves in a secluded courtyard. Overgrown with ivy and moss, at its center stood a fountain. Though time had worn away its finer details, it retained a silent majesty. The water within it, clear as crystal, shimmered in the dying light. Lillian, with a knowing look, approached the fountain and began to hum the tune of the lullaby. As the haunting melody filled the courtyard, the waters of the fountain began to ripple and shimmer, revealing a hidden stairway descending into the depths below. The forgotten part of Maribel awaited them, And with hearts filled with anticipation and wonder, the siblings began their descent into the mysteries of the hidden city beneath. His steps leading down were worn with age, each one telling tales of epochs gone by. The further they descended, the more the world around them seemed to shift and morph. The familiar brick and stone of Maribel gave way to pathways shimmering with iridescent light, like moonbeams caught in liquid silver. The air grew cooler but also thicker with an energy that seemed to pulse with life. The very atmosphere was charged with an otherworldly glow, and it felt as though they were stepping not just into another place but another time, another dimension altogether. Corvin, ever the observer, noted how the walls seemed to be alive, undulating gently, adorned with intricate patterns that danced and changed as one watched. "It's as if the very essence of dreams is woven into the fabric of this place," he whispered, his voice filled with awe. Dinah, holding onto Lillian's hand, gazed around with wide-eyed wonder. The ground beneath her feet seemed to be made of a substance that was neither solid nor liquid, softly glowing and mirroring the twinkling stars of the night sky above. Every so often she would try to catch what looked like fireflies, but which upon closer inspection appeared to be tiny fragments of dreams, flitting about in playful abandon. Lillian, drawing from her reservoir of ancient tales, felt a deep connection to the surroundings. "This," she murmured, "is a realm where the boundaries between reality and fantasy blur, where the tangible meets the ethereal." As they ventured deeper, the cityscape became even more dreamlike. Towering structures that defied the laws of physics floated serenely in the air, connected by bridges of gossamer threads. Cascading waterfalls, their waters gleaming with phosphorescence, flowed upwards, defying gravity, before disappearing into the luminescent clouds above. The sounds, too, were unlike anything they had ever heard. Gentle harmonies, reminiscent of wind chimes and lullabies, filled the air, creating a symphony that seemed both distant and intimately close. With each step, the trio realized they were not just in a different part of Maribel. They had entered a realm where the very essence of dreams and imagination took form, an ethereal cityscape that was as enchanting as it was mysterious. In the heart of this subterranean wonder, Maribel's mirror yet opposite, the surroundings sang of a reality that defied comprehension. It was as if the very essence of the night sky had descended, creating a perpetual state of twilight. The horizon, if one could call it that, blended seamlessly with the surroundings, making it difficult to discern where the sky began or where the ground ended. Streets, made of a material reminiscent of moonlit water, floated gracefully above and below each other, suspended in this eternal dusky glow. They moved ever so slightly, as if breathing to the rhythm of the universe, creating pathways that were constantly evolving, leading to wonders unknown. The buildings, on the other hand, were a spectacle unto themselves. Unlike the static structures of the world above, here they morphed and transformed in an endless dance. One moment, a building might resemble a towering Gothic cathedral, its spires piercing the soft gloaming, and the next it might fold in on itself, becoming a cozy cottage or a sprawling mansion. This ceaseless metamorphosis was mesmerizing, painting a canvas of ever-changing silhouettes against the twilight backdrop. Dinah's youthful eyes darted around in delight and wonder, trying to capture every marvel. At times she'd reach out, trying to touch the fluttering remnants of dreams that danced around them like luminescent butterflies, their wings shimmering with tales of hope, joy, and boundless imagination. Corvin, though lost in the sheer marvel of this city, kept a cautious eye on the play of shadows. They seemed to have a life of their own. Darting across the floating streets and meandering around the transforming buildings, the shadows teased the eyes with fleeting figures and forms, leaving one questioning the line between the tangible and the imagined. Lillian, with her deep connection to tales and lore, felt an overwhelming sense of nostalgia. It's as if the stories of old, the dreams of countless generations, have breathed life into this place, she mused, her voice a soft echo in the vast expanse of the dream city. Together they navigated this mesmerizing maze, drawn deeper into its heart by an inexplicable pull, an allure that promised answers to the enigma of Maribel's missing dreams. As they journeyed deeper into this ethereal cityscape, a soft glow began to manifest in the distance. Drawing closer, the trio could discern countless orbs, each suspended in the air like will-o'-the-wisps. These orbs emitted a soft, radiant light, pulsating gently, casting an ever-changing kaleidoscope of colors upon the surroundings. Dinah, ever the curious soul, approached one and stretched out her hand. As her fingers neared the orb, it responded with a brighter glow, revealing within it a myriad of images. She saw fleeting glimpses of a child's dream, a magnificent dragon soaring through the skies, a meadow filled with flowers that sung lullabies, and a castle made of clouds. The emotions emanating from the dream were palpable: wonder, joy, and the innocent yearning for adventure. Corvin, too, drawn by the allure of these orbs, approached another. This one pulsed with deeper, more complex hues. Within, he saw the dreams of an adult, the joys of love found and the pangs of love lost, ambitions and aspirations, and the sweet nostalgia of memories long past. The orb resonated with hope, melancholy, and the ever-burning flame of desire. Lillian, with her deeper understanding of dreams and their significance, perceived the silent cries of these trapped dreams. They seemed to reach out, their luminescence fluctuating as if trying to communicate, seeking release. "These," she whispered with a heavy heart, "are the stolen dreams of Maribel. Each orb, a repository of hopes, fears, and desires, longing to return to its dreamer." Around them, the very air seemed thick with emotions. The silent pleas of the dreams enveloped the adventurers, tugging at their heartstrings. The weight of countless untold stories, of dreams interrupted and yearnings unfulfilled, pressed upon them. They realized that their mission was not just to unravel the mystery, but to liberate these trapped dreams and restore them to the hearts and minds of Maribel's denizens. The gravity of their quest became ever more profound, and with renewed determination, they ventured forth to set things right. As the trio continued through the labyrinth of trapped dreams, they noticed a change in the ambient light, which grew steadily brighter and more defined. Ahead, they glimpsed figures that seemed to shimmer and shift, as if made from the very fabric of dreams themselves. These were the Dream Keepers, beings of unparalleled beauty and grace, whose forms appeared to be woven from threads of moonlight and stardust. Their countenances were ageless, eyes deep and knowing, reflecting the vastness of the universe and the countless dreams they had safeguarded over the eons. Lillian, always attuned to the nuances of the unknown, stepped forward, her voice resonating with respect. "Guardians of dreams, we come seeking answers and hope to restore the balance that has been disrupted." One of the Dream Keepers, with a voice that sounded like the gentle rustling of leaves and the distant murmur of starlit waters, responded, "Travelers from the surface, we have awaited your arrival. The dreams of your realm have been ensnared, trapped within our domain, unable to ascend and bring solace to the dreamers." Corvin, his scholarly curiosity piqued, inquired, "What force could be so potent as to disrupt the natural flow of dreams, to imprison them in this ethereal realm?" The Dreamkeeper's gaze grew distant, a shadow of sorrow passing over its luminous face. "It is a rogue entity, a being who once belonged to our fold but was consumed by a hunger for power. Desiring to harness the energy of dreams for himself, he crafted a snare, a device of great potency that ensnared the dreams as they formed, trapping them here and cutting them off from the waking world." Dinah, clutching her dress, eyes wide with both fear and determination, whispered, "We have to help. We have to free the dreams." The Dreamkeeper nodded, its form shimmering with gratitude. "Your hearts are pure and your intent noble, but know that the path ahead is fraught with challenges. The rogue Dreamweaver's power has grown, and he will not relinquish his control easily." Lillian, Corvin, and Dinah exchanged glances, their resolve solidifying. Armed with the knowledge and blessings of the Dreamkeepers, they prepared to confront the rogue Dreamweaver, determined to free the trapped dreams and restore balance to both realms. Within the heart of this ethereal city, amongst the glistening orbs and the mesmerizing pathways of light, the Dreamkeepers gathered around the trio, forming a luminous circle that pulsated with ancient wisdom. The eldest of the Dreamkeepers, distinguishable by the deeper hues that danced around its form, began to unravel the tale. "In times immemorial," the being began, its voice an echo from ages past, "the Dreamweavers were beings of balance. They were the artists, the poets of this realm, weaving dreams with care and sending them to the surface to inspire and comfort." Dinah, clutching her dress in wonder, looked up and asked, "Then how did one become rogue?" The dreamkeeper's ethereal eyes clouded over with sadness. Ah, young one, even in realms such as ours, there can be ambition and desire. One amongst us, enchanted by the sheer power dreams held, sought to harness them for himself. Instead of being a conduit, he desired to be a reservoir. Corvin, ever the scholar, interjected. But dreams are ephemeral, they're meant to flow, to be free. How did he manage to trap them? The dreamkeeper looked at Corvin, appreciating his insight. Indeed, dreams are like water, meant to flow unhindered. But this dreamweaver, using forbidden knowledge and dark arts, crafted a snare. A device so potent that it ensnared dreams, trapping them in their most vulnerable state, preventing them from reaching the minds of dreamers. Lillian, her fingers gently strumming the strings of her ukulele, absorbed the weight of their mission. Then our path is clear. We must find this snare, this device, and dismantle it. Only then can the dreams be free and balance restored. The dreamkeeper nodded, its form shimmering with gratitude. Your journey will be perilous, filled with illusions and trials, but with unity and purpose you may yet succeed. And so, with the blessings of the dreamkeepers and the weight of an entire city's dreams on their shoulders, the trio set forth, determined to confront the rogue dreamweaver and to free the dreams ensnared by his malevolent design. As they ventured further into the heart of the ethereal city, the very fabric of reality began to shift around them. The pathways, once clear and luminescent, now twisted and turned unpredictably. Walls of fog rose only to dissolve and reveal entirely new landscapes, while mirages played tricks on the eyes, making the distant appear near and the near distant. Dinah, with her childlike wonder, was the first to be caught in an illusion. Before her lay a meadow, bathed in sunlight, where countless dresses, as beautiful as the ones she adored, danced in the wind. She found herself entranced, reaching out to grasp them. But as she stepped forward, Lillian's voice pulled her back. "Dinah, it's not real." And just like that, the meadow vanished, leaving behind the nebulous pathways of the dream realm. Corvin, despite his analytical mind, was not immune either. As they turned a corner, he found himself in what appeared to be an endless library, its shelves filled with lost tomes and forgotten knowledge. Visions of himself, wise and celebrated, surrounded by scholars and admirers, flashed before him. The temptation was immense, but Dinah, remembering her own brush with illusion, tugged at his sleeve. "It's not real, Corvin," she insisted. With a deep breath, he shook off the vision and the grand library faded into the mists. Lillian, though older and more attuned to the ways of dreams, faced perhaps the most poignant illusion. She found herself standing on the cobbled streets of a Maribel from days long past. Childhood memories, moments of laughter, days of innocence, and the comforting embrace of her long-lost parents overwhelmed her. The pull of the past, the yearning to relive those golden days was powerful. But the soft strumming of her ukulele, a symbol of her present and her purpose, anchored her. With a tearful smile, she whispered her goodbyes and stepped out of the illusion, back to her siblings. As they delved deeper, the illusions became more intricate, more personal. They were forced to confront not only their desires, but their fears, insecurities, and regrets. Each illusion was a test, a challenge that required them to reaffirm their resolve, to cling to what was real and true. After what felt like hours, the relentless maze of illusions began to thin, revealing a vast chamber at its heart. Within it, pulsating with a foreboding energy, stood the snare, a crystalline structure that thrummed with the captured essence of countless dreams. Knowing that the final confrontation was at hand, the trio steeled themselves, ready to face the rogue dreamweaver and free the ensnared dreams of Maribel. As the illusions grew more intricate and beguiling, the trio found themselves constantly challenged to differentiate between what was real and what was mere mirage. It was in these moments of uncertainty that Dinah's unique gift came to the forefront. The young dreamweaver, despite her tender age, had an innate connection to the realm of dreams. When they encountered a scene that seemed suspicious, Dinah would close her eyes and hum a soft, enchanting melody. This melody, a manifestation of her dream-weaving abilities, resonated with the very fabric of the dream realm. As she hummed, the illusions would start to waver, their edges fraying, revealing the threads from which they were woven. Whether it was an illusory feast laden with tantalizing treats or a fearsome beast that seemed to block their path, under Dinah's melody, these mirages would shimmer and dissipate, leaving behind the true path forward. Corvin, ever the inquisitive one, marveled at Dinah's abilities. "It's as if she's attuned to the very heartbeat of this realm," he whispered to Lillian as they watched Dinah dispel another complex illusion. "Her gift allows her to touch the raw essence of dreams and reshape it." Lillian nodded, her eyes filled with pride. She's always had a connection to the world of dreams, even when she was but a baby. It's as if the dreams themselves whisper their secrets to her. Yet, with each use of her abilities, Dinah seemed to grow a touch paler, a tad more fatigued. The act of dream weaving, especially in a realm so densely saturated with dreams, took its toll on the young child. Recognizing this, Corvin and Lillian often stepped in, guiding and supporting her, ensuring she didn't overexert herself. Together, with Dinah's dream weaving, Corvin's knowledge, and Lillian's wisdom, the trio navigated the treacherous labyrinth of illusions, drawing ever closer to the heart of the snare and the rogue dreamweaver's lair. Emerging from the thicket of illusions, the trio found themselves standing on the edge of a vast, shimmering expanse. Before them, rising from the very heart of this ethereal city, stood a palace of unparalleled splendor. Crafted entirely from crystals that gleamed with a myriad of colors, the structure seemed less like a building and more like a manifestation of dreams themselves. Each facet of the crystal caught the light in a peculiar way, reflecting and refracting the trapped dreams. The very walls pulsed with life, giving off a soft luminescence. Scenes played out upon them. A child's dream of a grand adventure, an artist's vision of their masterpiece, a lover's cherished memory. It was both wondrous and heart-wrenching, for the beauty of the palace was built upon the imprisonment of countless dreams. The grand entrance of the palace, flanked by towering columns, lay open, revealing a hallway that led into the heart of the structure. Every step inside was like walking through a tapestry of emotions, the dreams reaching out, their yearnings and hopes palpable in the air. Corvin, looking around in awe, murmured, "It's as if the very essence of Maribel has been captured and frozen in time. Every hope, every fear, every desire." Lillian, her eyes misting over, nodded. "And yet, amidst this beauty lies a trap, a prison for these innocent dreams. We must free them." Dinah, with her innate connection to dreams, felt the weight of their plight most acutely. She could hear the silent cries of the trapped dreams, their longing to be free, to return to their rightful dreamers. With a determined nod, she said, "We've come this far. We can't turn back now." United in their purpose, the trio ventured deeper into the Crystal Palace, ready to confront the rogue dreamweaver and release the dreams he had so callously ensnared. Deep within the heart of the Crystal Palace, in a chamber that seemed to pulse with the collective heartbeats of 1,000 dreams, stood the rogue dreamweaver. He was an imposing figure with an ethereal quality that set him apart from the rest of his kin. His robes, woven from the very fabric of the dream realm, shimmered and shifted, reflecting both the beauty of dreams and the darkness of nightmares. Upon seeing the intruders, a slow, menacing smile crept across his face. "So," he began, his voice a dissonant melody, "you've managed to navigate my illusions. Impressive. But do you truly believe you can stand against me in my own realm?" Corvin, ever the brave one, stepped forward. "It's not just your realm. These dreams belong to the people of Maribel. You have no right to imprison them." The dreamweaver laughed, a sound that echoed eerily through the chamber. "Rights? Here I am the master. I shape reality. And you," he said with a wave of his hand, "are mere intruders in my dominion." With that gesture, the very ground beneath them began to shift. The serene landscape of dreams morphed into a turbulent world of nightmares. The trio found themselves separated, each standing alone on a floating island, surrounded by their deepest fears. Lillian on her island was confronted by the ghosts of her past, shadows of missed opportunities and regrets that sought to overwhelm her. But clutching her ukulele, she played a soothing tune, reminding herself of the present moment, dispelling the specters with the power of her resolve. Corvin's island morphed into an endless maze, a representation of his internal struggles with self-doubt. The walls seemed to close in on him, but with his knowledge and analytical mind, he navigated the labyrinth, outsmarting the illusion and finding his way back to reality. Dinah, with her unique connection to dreams, faced perhaps the most poignant challenge. Her island was filled with tantalizing visions of desires and fantasies, each more alluring than the next. But using her dream-weaving abilities, she recognized them for what they were, mere distractions. Humming her soft melody, she dispelled the illusions, holding on to her true purpose. As each of them overcame their individual trials, the rogue Dreamweaver's control over the realm began to wane. His once confident demeanor faltered as he realized that the combined willpower and determination of the trio were a force to be reckoned with. With the landscape stabilizing, the three adventurers regrouped, standing united against the rogue Dreamweaver. What followed was not a battle of physical might, but of wits, wills, and the strength of their convictions. In this ethereal world where dreams and nightmares held sway, it was their unwavering belief in their mission and in each other that would determine the outcome. As the confrontation escalated, the very atmosphere of the chamber seemed to thicken with tension. The rogue Dreamweaver, in his overconfidence, began weaving complex illusions, trying to ensnare the trio once more. But the combined strengths of Corvin, Dinah, and Lillian made them a formidable opponent. Corvin, using the scholarly knowledge he had amassed over the years, began deciphering the patterns and rhythms of the dream realm. "The dreams," he shouted over the tumult. "They follow a certain cadence, a specific order. We need to disrupt it." Dinah, tuning into this frequency that Corvin pointed out, began to weave her own counter-melody. With each note she hummed, the grip of the Dreamweaver's illusion started to wane. The myriad of dreams, instead of feeling trapped and chaotic, began resonating with her tune, gradually aligning with her rhythm. Lillian, drawing from the wellspring of ancient wisdom passed down through generations, remembered an old tale, a story of unity, where disparate notes come together to form a harmonious symphony. She joined Dinah, adding her own voice to the mix and strumming her ukulele. The music they created wasn't just a tune, it was an anthem of hope, strength, and determination. The rogue Dreamweaver, sensing the shift in control, tried desperately to retain his hold. But for every nightmarish vision he conjured, Lillian had an old adage, a story or a parable that countered its effects. For every trap he laid, Corvin's astute mind found a way around it, and every dream he tried to ensnare was freed by Dinah's dream-weaving. Cornered and overwhelmed, the Dreamweaver's power began to crumble. And then, with a final harmonious note that echoed through the vast chambers of the Crystal Palace, Dinah, Lillian, and Corvin managed to dismantle the snare, releasing the pent-up cascade of dreams. The magnificent Crystal Palace, once a prison for countless dreams, now shimmered with renewed vigor, reflecting the joy and relief of liberated dreams ready to find their way home. The rogue Dreamweaver, bereft of his ill-gotten power, looked on in defeat. His dominion over the dreams was broken, and the balance of the dream realm had been restored by the combined efforts of a scholar, a dreamweaver, and a keeper of ancient tales. The moment the snare was shattered, a resplendent spectacle unfolded. A radiant wave, shimmering with a myriad of colors and emotions, spiraled upwards. Each individual dream, freed from its confinement, soared towards the surface, like countless stars returning to the night sky. The ethereal city beneath Maribel, having served its purpose, began to gently fade, leaving behind a soft luminescence that seemed to permeate everything. Corvin, Dinah, and Lillian, having completed their arduous journey, made their way to the entrance they had first descended through. As they climbed, they could feel a palpable change in the atmosphere. The oppressive weight of a world without dreams was lifting, replaced by an exuberant energy filled with hope and potential. Emerging into the streets of Maribel, the trio was greeted by a sight of sheer wonder. The entire city was bathed in the soft glow of dawn, yet it wasn't just the light of the sun that illuminated Maribel. It was the light of dreams returned, of aspirations reignited, and of memories cherished. Children ran about excitedly, their faces animated as they recounted their dreams of magical lands, heroic deeds, and fantastical creatures. Artists, inspired by their newfound visions, painted, sculpted, and sang, bringing to life the wonders they had dreamt. And the adults, many of whom had long since forgotten the joy of dreaming, were seen sharing tales of their dreams, some with tears in their eyes, others with broad smiles, but all with a deep sense of gratitude. In the city's central square, a spontaneous celebration began. Musicians played jubilant tunes, and people danced with abandon, reveling in the collective joy of dreams returned. Stories of the trio's valiant journey through the dream realm spread like wildfire, and soon, Corvin, Dinah, and Lillian were hoisted onto the shoulders of the crowd, hailed as the heroes of Maribel. Yet amidst the celebration, Lillian, strumming her ukulele, sang a song. Not of their victory, but of the beauty of dreams, of the power of hope, and the magic that resides within each one of us. Dinah, with her ever-curious eyes, looked at the sky, wondering about the next adventure. And Corvin, ever the scholar, already had his mind filled with questions, with mysteries yet to be unraveled. But for now, in this moment, Maribel was a city reborn, a city where dreams soared, where every child and adult alike could once again journey through the wondrous realms of their own imaginations each night. And as the festivities continued, one thing was certain: Maribel, with its dreams restored, had awakened to a new dawn of endless possibilities. As the sun set, casting long golden shadows across Maribel, the city square was alive with light, laughter, and music. Handmade banners flew high declaring, "To the saviors of dreams," and "Maribel dreams again." People of all ages gathered, their faces painted, wearing costumes reminiscent of their most cherished dreams, making the square look like a tapestry woven from the very fabric of imagination. A grand stage had been erected, and as the trio, Corvin, Dinah, and Lillian, approached, the crowd erupted in joyous cheers. The city's elder, a venerable woman with silver hair, stepped forward, her voice echoing with warmth. "Today we honor those who braved the unknown, who ventured into the heart of our dreams and returned them to us." One by one they were called forward. Corvin, with his scholarly glasses now a symbol of his wisdom, Dinah, her dreamweaver's aura shining even brighter, and Lillian, her ukulele in hand representing the melodies of ancient tales and memories. The elder presented them with medals, crafted to resemble the dream orbs they had encountered in the hidden city. "Wear these," she said, "as a reminder of your bravery and the dreams you've restored." But as the crowd cheered and sang, the trio exchanged knowing glances. For them, the medals, while a cherished honor, weren't the true reward. It was the sight of children, heads tilted back in laughter, chasing after their dreams, of couples young and old, dancing with a passion reignited by a shared dream, of artists fervently sketching out their midnight visions. Lillian, her voice soft yet clear, spoke to the gathered masses. "While we are deeply honored, remember that the true magic lies not in the act of returning the dreams, but in what you all choose to do with them. Dreams shape destinies, they mold futures. Cherish them, for they are the heartbeat of Maribel." Dinah, with her characteristic curiosity, added, "And never forget to dream, no matter how old or young you are, for in dreams we find our true selves." Corvin, ever the thoughtful one, concluded, "Let this be a new chapter for Maribel, one where dreams aren't just fleeting images of the night, but guideposts for our future." The festivities continued into the night, but the message was clear. While Corvin, Dinah, and Lillian would forever be etched in the annals of Maribel's history, the real victory lay ahead, in the dreams, hopes, and aspirations of its people, in the stories they would tell, the futures they would craft, and the legacy of a city once lost but now reconnected to the boundless realm of dreams.